Hello and welcome to my channel Spice and Soul by MK. My name is Mayank and on my channel I'll be cooking authentic Indian dishes for you all. So today, starting with the most iconic dish, vegetarian one, it's called chickpea curry. Chickpea curry is also known as Chana Masala in Hindi. So let's get going. So I've taken the chickpeas, nearly 400 grams, and soaked them overnight for roughly around 8 hours. So this is how it looks when it is fully soaked. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to rinse them very well and then put them in my Instapot. So there we go. I've rinsed the chickpeas and I've added roughly around a liter of water. So for nearly 400 grams of chickpeas soaked overnight, I've added a liter of water and now putting it in the Instapot. All I'm going to add is just two things: half a teaspoon of turmeric and salt to taste. Salted turmeric added, and now I'm going to set it up to cook for 40 minutes. So it's been 40 minutes. I have let the pressure go down by itself. Let's see if they are as soft as we were expecting them to be. Let's take some in a spoon and then find out if they're as soft. Yes, exactly how we want for our chickpeas, chickpea curry. So this is how we want our chickpeas to be soft. The next step would be to make some masala. Now masala is made in two parts. Part one is the dry powder. You can buy the dry powder, which is Chana Masala powder, from any supermarket or maybe Indian superstore. But I make it right from scratch from at home. So first we'll talk about how to make the Chana Masala powder or chickpea curry powder. So starting the dry masala first, I've got 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds, 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, 6 to 8 cloves, half a teaspoon of black peppers, 1 black cardamom, 1 mace, and half an inch of cinnamon stick. Let's dry roast them and then we'll make a powder. We'll need to add few other masalas, but I'll show you in the later. So take any non-stick pan, keep it on a medium heat and let it be warm a little bit. It should not be overheat. And then add all our dry ingredients into the pan. So we'll give it 1 to 2 minutes so that all the aromatic oils come out from these dry masalas. They should not burn, so we'll keep the heat to low and then just give them a couple of minutes. It's been 2 minutes and I can smell a nice aroma coming out of all these dry spices. Let's switch off the flame and move all of this into, let it cool first before we grind them into a powder, and move all of this into the grinder. So these are our roasted spices into the grinder. Now I'm adding 3 more things. One is 1 teaspoon of dry fenugreek leaves. This gives an amazing flavor to the dish. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Remember, we have already added turmeric powder to our chickpeas when they were boiling. And 1 teaspoon of dry mango powder. So that is how it looks like. Our chickpea curry powder is ready. There's another thing which I wanted to mention is I have not added any red chilies into this. But if you want it a little bit more spicier or hot, please feel free to add a couple of dry red chilies and then roast them and grind them along with the rest of the other masalas. Right. So moving on to the next part, which is to make a curry for the chickpeas. I've taken 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and after the oil is sufficiently heated, I'm adding 1 bay leaf, 4 to 5 green cardamom pods, and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. This is just to give that extra flavor. Can you see them? I'm sure you can hear them sizzling very nicely in my pan. So next what I'm going to do is I've kept the flame on very low so that these spices don't get burned. Now next I'm going to do is I've got 4 medium-sized onions finely chopped. So a rough guide is 1 onion for 100 gram of chickpeas if you like. And I'm going to saute those onions. Oh, I love the sound of onions frying in the pan. So this will take around 4 to 5 minutes to keep the flame on medium high. For the onions to be translucent, we don't want to make them crispy golden. Only translucent will be sufficient for this dish. So it's been about a minute since the onions have gone into the pan. I'm going to add some 1/2 inch chopped ginger and 5 to 6 cloves of garlic finely chopped. Give that a nice mix and wait till the raw smell of garlic goes away and the onions get translucent. Right, so this looks like our onions are nearly done. So remember the powder which we had made? I'm adding 2 tablespoons of this powder. We can keep the rest of it in the fridge in a sealed bottle, and this can last up to a month. Give it a nice mix. Wait for around 1 minute for all the onions to be covered with this nice aromatic masala. And then next step would be to add some tomatoes. So I've taken 4 to 6 medium-sized tomatoes. I've taken 6 medium-sized ones and finely chopped them, and they are going to come in next. So it's been about a minute for this masala powder also getting mixed with the onions, and these are the tomatoes finely chopped going in the pan. So this is the only time consuming step, if you like. We need to make sure that the masala gets very well mixed with the tomatoes, and the tomatoes are nicely cooked and mushy. So the trick is, as soon as the tomatoes go in, if we add a little bit of salt to the pan, that helps in cooking the tomatoes better and quicker. So a teaspoon of salt going into our mix. Give it a nice mix, and as soon as we have mixed it, keep the flame on low, and this will take around 4 to 5 minutes for these tomatoes to be cooked with and nice and mushy. So we'll give it 4 to 5 minutes. Initially 4 minutes with the lid on and the heat on the medium. So while the tomatoes are getting cooked, what I'm doing is, that's another little secret for my chickpea curry. Take out some about 1/2 cup of chickpeas and then mash them nicely. Trust me, this gives you an amazing consistency to the dish. And that is a little secret which my mom has told me to always apply when I'm cooking the chickpea curries. So that's my secret tip for everyone. So it's been about 5 minutes now. Let's see if our tomatoes are done or not. I have added 2 tablespoons of water just to make sure that it doesn't burn or stick to the pan. But this looks like it will require another minute or so, and then we should be ready to add all of this into our chickpeas. Let's have a look at our tomatoes. They look nicely done. So now it's our time to add all this lovely curry paste into the chickpeas. So that's our paste going into the chickpeas. Let's give it a nice mix. And what I'm going to do is I normally put this on a saute mode for 10 minutes on medium heat. And remember the mashed chickpeas, our little secret, that's going to go in. We may have to add some water depending upon how do you want the consistency of these chickpeas to be. Alternatively, apart from, because I have done it from scratch, I bought the dry chickpeas from the supermarket and soaked them. You can buy the canned one. I think one can contains 240 grams. So that should be sufficient for 2 people. And then accordingly we can adjust the masalas. All right, so it's been 10 minutes. Let's have a look. Oh, this looks perfectly cooked to me. And now is the time for plating. That's our dish finally cooked and plated. I've also added finely chopped coriander leaves for that extra flavor. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoy making this dish. Please let me know in the comment box what else do you want me to cook for you, and I will add the recipe in the description box. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.